This video shows how to graph a piecewise function. And so this particular function comes in three separate pieces. For values of x that are less than -2, it's equal to 4. So we have f of x is equal to 4. And if you think about that, if we have just f of x is equal to 4, that's the same thing as y equals to 4. And that's the same thing as a horizontal line. The slope is 0, and that's just a horizontal line for that piece of our piecewise function. The middle part is the absolute value of x plus 1. And if we just think about that, if we've got the function, the absolute value of x plus 1, this is the absolute value function, which is a v shape, but there's a horizontal shift going on there. Horizontal shifts are the opposite of what they appear to be. So that plus 1 inside there is indicating that this is going to be shifted to the left one place. So it's going to be a V shape, but it's going to be shifted to the left one place. And then the third piece of our piecewise function is f of x, or y, equals to -x minus 3. This is a linear function, a line. If you consider this to look like y equals mx plus b, you can see that the slope right here is -1. Let me see, the slope is -1, and it's a rate of change, so I'll write it like that. And the y-intercept is -3. So this is just a line for this piece of the function. And so what I have to do is graph these three functions where they belong. And this part right here tells me where they belong. The horizontal line y equals 4 belongs for values of x which are less than -2. So right here on my axis, this is -1, and this is -2, and this is -3. So this horizontal line belongs for values of x that are to the left of -2. So I will probably graph in pencil, because lots of times I make mistakes and need to erase, or lots of times when I'm doing piecewise function, I'm not sure, I have to erase off the part where it doesn't belong. So I'm going to carry on in pencil from here on out. So if I'm at -2, x is -2, I know that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my y-axis, okay. So the horizontal line, y equals to 4, is just a horizontal line right here at y equals to 4. But this only belongs for values of x that are to the left of -2. So I come up here to 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the line y equals -4, but it only belongs, this is an open circle because I don't have an or equals to, and it only belongs for values of x that are to the left of that. So I'm going to use my ruler here, and I'm going to try to be a little bit careful and draw. Here's my horizontal line, y equals to 4, values of x that are to the left of -2. Now this middle part right here is the absolute value of x plus 1. Okay, so this means it's the absolute value of x shifted to the left one place. So I would normally have a V shape here, but it shifted to the left right here. Okay, and so this is where I just sort of shift my origin. That's how I think about it. And so this is going to be the V shape that goes here. These have a slope of 1. Okay, this is going to look like this. And this is defined for values of x from -2 to 1. So this is defined at -2. This is my V shape that's going to go here and here, and it goes all the way until x is 1. So let's look at our x-axis. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. It only belongs from x is -2, x is -2, -1, 0, 1, till it hits here at 1. This is where it will stop. Now if you were to put the whole absolute value of x minus 1, of course it would extend, right? But we only keep it in the place where our piecewise function tells us to keep it. Now this is an interesting function because its domain has a gap in it. This function is undefined for values of x that are greater than 1, between 1 and 2 basically. See, there's nothing defined there. This last part is the line, but it only starts for values of x that are greater than 2. Alright, so let me graph this line. How I graph lines is I go to y-intercept, which is -3. -1, -2, -3. Okay, this would be a point. And then I have to get my slope on there, which is either up one, left one, or down one, right one, because it's -1. So this would be my line. Okay, this is where I'm definitely going to be erasing here. I just need to get this line on my grid. So this is the line, okay. There it is. Now I must decide, where does he belong? Okay, he belongs only for values of x that are greater than 2. So this is x is 1 right here. This is x is 2 right here. And so let me see if I graph this right. This is -3, down 1, right 1. Oh, my line's kind of a little off. Let me try to do a little bit better. Down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. This is where my line really should be. So the values of x that are greater than 2 is where this is going to be. So here is 2. I kind of got my lines not graphed right. It's supposed to be like this. Down 1, right 1, 2, down 1, right 1, 3, down 1, right 1 here. So this is where the line's really supposed to be. Right there. All right. I have an open circle at x is 2 because this does not have an error equal to. This part that I graphed that I needed to help me just get the line on there, because that's how I graph lines, I erased that off because it doesn't belong there. And this is what that piecewise function graphed will look like. If you notice right here between 1 and 2, there's no part of a graph. There's a big gap because it's not defined right there.